Hello and welcome to a Live with Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about how to get a rate increase from an insurance company. So I have like good news and bad news, right? Like the good news is some insurance companies will negotiate with you, and the bad news is some insurance companies will not negotiate with you. And so I won't talk about specifics, but there are some insurance companies in Florida, let's just call it because that's what I'm most familiar with, that absolutely will not negotiate with you. They won't even negotiate with bigger group practices. They're like, this is what it is. Like, we are paying you this, that is it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, basically. And so there is nothing you can do. You can write every letter in the world. You can send every bit of information. We have X amount of clients. We service this amount of people. We have these specialties. We have this, we have that. They do not care. Some insurances don't care because if you're newer to their panel, they will negotiate with you if you are farther along in their paneling, right? Like if you've been with like we have some leverage because I've been in insurance panels for 10 years. Well, nah, it's not 10 years. It'll be 9 years this year. I'm like, wait. So 9 years, like I've been on a lot of insurance panels for a very long time. And so they're more willing to negotiate with me than they are willing to negotiate with somebody who just got on the panel or have only been on the panel for like 1 year or something like that. So you also have to know the specific insurance panels and what their sort of like unspoken rules are about that. The ones that are willing to negotiate with you, your best strategy is going to be to send a letter to the representative that you work with, your provider rep, and you want to write out really about you, about your business, about your practice, how many clients you served, maybe in the last year, quarter, etc. What kind of specialties that you provide, what kind of trainings that you provide. Whether you like it or hate it, a lot of insurance companies really like evidence-based training. So I am trained in EMDR, I'm trained in CBT, I'm trained in, EXRP. Like they really want to know what trainings you have and what specialties you bring to the table and how that really impacts their clients. The biggest thing that I have learned about insurance companies over the years is one of the things that they really, really, really want their mental health providers to do is prevent their clients from going to hospitalization. Okay, because hospitalization is very costly, especially any kind of inpatient at a large level, like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. They really don't want to pay for that. Those are my words, not their words, but because it is so costly. So if you can really help your clients stay out of hospitalizations, especially long-term hospitalizations, by providing excellent care at the outpatient level, that's going to really help you. So we have not included that in the past, but we will start including that information. Like, we have serviced 100 of your clients during this past year. 0 of them went to a higher level of care because we were able to appropriately manage their symptoms at the outpatient level. Or yes, 5 people we call it a bake rack, we're in short-term hospitalization, but they return right back to us. We worked with them to stabilize them. They were referred to a psychiatrist. We always follow up with the psychiatrist to make sure they have, coordination of care. Those are the things that the insurance companies really start to look at and start to care about. And so it's just something for you to consider when you're writing these letters, that you really talk about the level of care that you give. They don't care that you're an LMHC and you want to make $150 an hour. Like they don't care about that. They want to know, do you have spots for their clients? Do you have evening appointments for their clients? Do you have people that will work with children and adults for their clients? That's why group practices have so much leverage to negotiate with insurance panels, because they really, whether we believe this or not, they really want to make sure their members are taken care of. So a solo practitioner that has very limited spots that just want to raise because they want to make more money, they're not going to have nearly as much leverage as even like a group practice for me, where I'm like, hey, we can ensure that we can service 30% more people this next year. We're growing. We're going to have these offices. We're in person. We do evidence-based treatment. Very few of our clients go to hospitalization. Like, pick us, right? Like, give us a raise. We deserve that raise. And so I think you're going to start seeing a lot more from insurance companies about some of the things that I was talking about hospitalizations, about evidence-based practices, about how you're really helping their clients and making sure that you're not just like, I'm not knocking anybody, but a 9 to 3 virtual therapist is not going to be anywhere near as valuable as 100-person group practice that has evenings, weekends, in person, variety of evidence-based treatments, a variety of practitioners, and a low hospitalization rate. Like that right there, those are the practices that are going to have more leverage to really negotiate with insurances. So I'm going to give you one more tip on negotiating with insurances, but first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you are ever wondering how much revenue you make from a variety of insurances, I always pull revenue reports from TherapyNotes and I can sort by payer. And so I can see all the payers. I do that every year. I do that randomly too to make sure we're kind of like on target for our revenue from a variety of payers. And so I really love all the reporting functions of TherapyNotes. I talk about it all the time, but they have a free telehealth option. They have assessments you can send to your clients. You can bill insurance directly through there. You can run credit cards. I'm an advocate of running your credit cards through the TherapyNotes portal because it makes it very easy, less tracking for you, less room for error. And so, I'd be remiss not to mention they're fantastic customer service. You can pick up the phone, you can give them a call, which is a big deal in our world. You can get that human connection and really get the help that you need when you are working on your electronic health records, or you have questions all the time, and email doesn't always suffice. So kudos to TherapyNotes for all they do for our community. So going back to negotiating with insurances. So I think it's really important that you advocate for yourself and that you ask for raises once a year, whether or not they're going to give them to you or not. And that you, even if you're newer, even if you're a solo practitioner, even though I said you have less leverage, I still think you need to advocate for yourself. And I really think that you need to push for yourself and look at what insurance companies do pay better for you, which ones are willing to negotiate with you, and really advocate for yourself. Write those letters, go through your provider reps, and really get the money for the work that you're doing that we know we deserve because we're doing good work with our clients. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.